I graduated in 2007 with a degree in American Studies. I started working at the University of Minnesota Press about a year later, partly because of my degree in American Studies. And I was also going to school to get my social work degree, so I was trying to balance all of these different things in my life. I continued working at the press until 2019 when I decided to move over to working as a therapist full-time. But a lot of the work that I did at the press, which was deeply influenced by the theoretical work I did in American Studies, I brought with me into doing psychotherapy, and it is a reason why people seek me out. Part of it is that I have a background in working in academia and working with graduate students, and so people who are graduate students or faculty feel like they can come and talk to me, and I understand certain things about what they're talking about without them having to explain what is the tenure process like, what is it like to publish a book, like what are the anxieties behind all of that. But mostly, I think the reason that people seek me out is because I take systems of oppression very seriously. And that was not something that I learned about really explicitly in my MSW program. That was deeply influenced by my undergrad in American Studies and then my work at the University of Minnesota Press. When I was a freshman, I was enrolled in the Honors College, and there was a special one-credit class that we took where we had professors come in from a variety of disciplines across the U. And Kevin Murphy, who's both a history and American Studies professor, came in to represent history and American Studies and talked a lot about his research on gender and sexuality. And so that was an interest of mine. I reached out to him, emailed him, just cold called him and said, would you be willing to meet for coffee to talk more about what it is that you're doing? And he said yes. And so we met, and that was my first introduction to American Studies. Before that, I had no idea that the discipline even existed. As a freshman, I started volunteering on the Twin Cities LGBT Oral History Project. And what I did was I worked with faculty and graduate students on getting oral histories from lesbian, gay, and bisexual people who were about 55 or 60 or older. What we would do is we would go into their homes or meet them in the community and talk to them for an hour or two, ask them questions about their life, ask them questions about what it was like to grow up, what it was like to potentially come out in the 50s or 60s before the gay rights movement started, what it was like to live in the Twin Cities and do that. The American Studies department helps you think. It helps you develop critical thinking skills. If those skills already exist, it's going to feel like you are in your intellectual home. It's going to feel like you are seen and heard, and people understand the way you think and help you grow and help you think even more deeply about what's going on. I can't emphasize enough that being able to think critically about what's going on around you is the most important skill that I learned in the American Studies department, is the most important skill that I think people need today when we're thinking about being citizens in the world, when we're thinking about, engaging with the public. There's no question that being able to take in information and then decide how you feel about it, what you want to do with it, is the most important thing that we can do to create change in the world and to even just exist in the world.